Hello YouTube, it is Damien, it is Sunderland, it is Bright Lights. It's episode 33 of Bright Lights, and here we are on a page that I didn't think I would ever see. Sergio Aguero. Would you think this is the guy to save us? Now, when in terms of saving us, we're actually sitting quite well in the league, but we have barely scored any goals. You would have seen last episode, if you haven't, go back and watch. It was a cracking episode. It was titled, Finally Goals. When we go look at the goal screen in a second, you notice that we're quite low in our goals. As you can see, Aguero just looks still fantastic, apart from speed. You'd have to use him as a deep lying forward. There's nothing else that you could use him on. He has a 6.5 mil fee asking price on his head. I'm very, very tempted, if we can get the wage down, to maybe make a move for him. Because when we go to the home screen, we are the worst at scoring goals. Well, we're not the worst at scoring goals. We're 15th in terms of scoring goals. But for us, a side that has been so attacking, it is quite low. To have Watmore as our only, as our top goal scorer with 4 goals in the 31st of December, it is a bit of a problem. There is someone that needs to be talked about. Mike Godin for £550 is going to go down as my best ever signing. The year he's had, 3 goals, 3 assists, 5 player of the matches, is insane. This kid just keeps on growing. He's looking the goods. The reason why we have such a low goal scoring, though, is this has happened to Renard now. Because Renard's been in such poor form, he's gone from being a good Premier League striker to a good Championship striker. Now, for me, I'm thinking that Renard is expendable. He's been good. He's been a great servant for the club. He has some potential, and when he's in good form, he is at the level of a Premier League striker. Unfortunately, for this kid, has just not been able to find his feet in the first 6 months. He's worth 12 mil. I'm tempted to sell. This is the main reason we started the episode one day early, is to talk through a few of these things. I think that Renard could be a sellable asset. We'll find out. I will be streaming after work tonight. I've got a couple of hours before work now. I'm going to play to a certain point and then stop in the transfer window. We're going to play QPR. If we get past QPR in this episode, we will see the draw in the episode. I'll probably play a couple of league games, and then the first game of the stream will probably be the 4th round, depending who we get. Well, it will be depending who we get. Depends on who we play. And then also the rest of the games and the rest of the transfer window. But Renard, I think, is sellable. Joe Silva's started trying to score goals, but not really. Joey's not bad. He's at a decent level. He's very well suited to Championship football, but he's got a lot of time to grow as Joey Silva. Once tutored to be the next Eusebio, is now tended to be the next Fernando Gomez. Now, if anyone doesn't know, Fernando Gomez just spent his whole year playing in Portugal. He did score a lot of goals, but he never moved out of Portugal, so I don't know if that's a good thing or not, but when I picked him up, he was obviously meant to be the next Eusebio. He hasn't grown into that just yet, but he definitely is growing into this role, and I'm hoping that he will continue to grow, get a few more stats into those golden 16 or above stats, and he can turn into quite the striker for us. Unfortunately, he hasn't been too good of late, or over 13 games. Of late, there's a 7.5, a 7.1, 7.1, and poor games happen as strikers when you don't get the service. I don't think the problem has been our midfield giving service. I think it's our wingers end product that's been the problem as well. And I'm hoping that will get fixed in the transfer window. Now, I'm going to leave the signings that we're about to make for the next little snippet of the episode. But we're going to come back on the 1st of January, right at the start. We're going to run through some of the signings that are coming in now. Signings that you guys would have seen in the past, but get the joint on the 1st of January of 2022. And you may see him in this QPR tie against us, of course, away at Loftus Road. We'll be back in just a second. Do not go anywhere. It will be the second part of episode 33, where we'll talk about the transfer signings, the team we're going to have, and then obviously QPR in the 3rd round of the FA Cup. Welcome back, YouTube. This is the 1st of January. We're going to go through a few of the news items. Obviously, we're going to go through who we've signed, and then we're going to get into this game against QPR. As you can see, the first thing that comes up is Watmore wanted for 16.75 mil by Wolves. I wouldn't sell for 16.7, but I would sell for higher than 25, maybe 30. Watmore just hasn't been at it this season. No one really has, right, in terms of an attacking sense. The defense, Smithy's is having a worldie of a year. If goalkeeper has got actual goalkeeper ratings, he'd be keeping an average of an 8.0. He's been keeping that well. He's also wanted at the moment. I can't remember by who, but we'll check that out. But Duncan there is not too bad too. If you can hear in my voice, I'm a bit seedy. He had a big night last night at the 21st. Look, I'm not going to be discussing transfer stories. I usually give him hands off, but because of the signings that we have made, I don't think we need to do that. I'm still going to say avoid relegation. There's no point avoiding a relegation battle. You get a little bit extra, but we don't need to spend at all. Geez, you get a heap of extra. Oh, I'm tempted. Should we, boys? We're up in 8th, aren't we? There we are. Look, we're up in 8th from 29. We're 10 points clear of the relegation battle. We got Palace next. Now, Palace is a big game. We won't be playing it on this episode or on stream or anything. This is just a QPR game and a bit of a talk. But the stream will probably be back from Man City, Sheffield, and there'll be an FA Cup game in there. I'm tempted to say avoid a relegation battle because it actually gives us a fair amount. I'm more looking at the wage, and we're currently spending $689, and we got a budget of $734. But I know I committed spending $740 for next season. I've gone ballsy there. I don't know if I like that. It looks like that the Memphis Depay might be moving to the league. Great, another striker that we have to deal with at the back. That's sensational when we go to play Chelsea, who we actually put a good performance in one of the episodes. As you can see, people getting moved for. We got free signings there. There's an offer for Daniel. Now, Daniel just can't get a work permit. It's really strange why he can't. I know why, right? Is South Africa are 63rd in the world. They're a bit too low for him to get a point. He had to be 50 or under, right? But I think in real life, way work permits well in real life is that when the game, it takes into effect the potential of the player for the quality of the league as well. And so youngsters that are obviously going to be first team quality get work permits. This kid is a wonder kid and will be our best centre-back. Unfortunately, I just can't get him in there. If we could get him in here, I honestly think that we would finish top 10. But because we can't, it's a bit of a problem. I can apply for it again, but I know he's not going to get it. So what I'm thinking is that we loan him out. FCSM is probably a little bit low for what I would like. I want him to be, I'm going to search up this hot prospect because he would be unreal. And I think their key player was another prospect. Yes, get a scout report on him because he looks freaking unreal too. I want him to go to a first division side. Don't care if it's French, German, Spanish. Want him to go somewhere that it's, Italy, for instance. Somewhere it's just first division. Get him playing there for a couple of months at the top level, and then I would go to the game and be like, work permit surely now. And hopefully he gets one. It's the same thing that we did with Luazano, and Luazano finally got his work permit because he spent 6 months playing football. He would be good enough for us to use next year. I'm tempted to apply for it right now and then loan him out, but we already know what's going to happen there with his work permit. We're going to apply for it. There we are. And we'll see how we go on the YouTube video. Maybe because you guys are watching, you might see. Going to just reject that from FCSM because I don't think that's a good enough offer. But we have got free signings here. The first one I'm going to start with is David because David is a very good player who started to learn how to play box-to-box already at his club. But I reckon he could be quite the box-to-box midfielder. Now, David's got a lot of potential. He's meant to be an attacking midfielder. I honestly think that he can play here. Right, he's very well suited to League One football for 3.6 mil, English talent. I honestly think that he's a very good player to be picking up because I think he's just so well rounded. He has an eye for goal. He gets forward whenever possible. I actually like that he argues with officials. It gives him a little bit of mongrel, and I don't mind it. But we're going to go there and go to a box-to-box midfielder on support. And we're going to get him learning it. As you can see, he's not bad. Apart from his tackling, he's not bad. We are going to get him on his defending, though. Not his defending positioning, just his defending in general. I'm guessing defending positioning. There we are. Just to make sure he works on that tackling, too. We're going to put him on double the intensity. He's not going to play this game here today. But David is not bad at all. He will be in and around the first team, though. The fans like the signing too at 65. We're next going to get into Abuba Fofana. Now, Abuba is maybe the saviour. We can't score goals. He was scoring goals in France. Not the worst return. He's a youngster. 17 in League 2 in a relegated side. He scored 5 and 14. He then scored 12 and 5 in the games that he just played. I don't think he had any major injuries. There was a moderate injury where he was out for 4 weeks with a twisted knee. He fractured his lower arm, which is fine. It has nothing to do with his knee or anything. So he's been not bad. If you look at his stats, he's not bad at all. He's got high determination, great off the ball, great finishing, great first touch, and decent amount of pace. I honestly think this guy can grow into a very good striker. Apparently, Joe Silva's our best striker now because Renat's in such poor form. But I'm going to give Abuba Fofana the game time today to play this game. And hopefully he'll be okay. As you can tell, he's very good at what he does. I'm actually going to start getting him to try and beat the offside trap if we can. Let's go by David Platt because I know Platt's really good at it. Where's beat the offside trap? There we are, because I honestly think with that pace, he's not bad at all. And think as a poacher, he's not too bad too. I'm going to get him on double the intensity as well, but I'm actually going to get him to learn how to play complete forward on attack, because I think that will just get him learning a few different areas as well. And the lucky last one is John Haller. Now, this is a guy that we obviously put out on Twitter and everything. The Wonder Kid is here. Obviously, for 3.6 mil, it was an absolute steal. He's a Wonder Kid. He's sensational. His reputation is actually quite high for a youngster too. As you can see, he's out and out by far our best player. Watmore's dropped off because he's been in poor form. I don't understand why Jack Harris is better than Watmore. I don't think he is, and he's not having as good as he is what Watmore is either. But anyhow, there we are. Haller's just really good. If you look at his stats as a winger on attack, he is sensational. He looks the goods, and he will be starting today. We're going to welcome all the new signings in as well. Help him get integrated with the SWOG. Thank you, Smithies. Need to check out who he's wanted from. He's definitely wanted the last time we played a game, which was a few days ago, which we'll get through in the next little snippet before our last game, before we get into the game too. We're going to send Haller, obviously, and Mr. Abuba on some language courses to make sure they get up to speed. And as you can see, Young Player of the Month is surrounded by us. Alex needs to be talked about because now he's described as a Wonder Kid and he's sensational. Mike Godin, obviously, is a midfielder. How he's not a Wonder Kid, I don't know. And Will Burgess is Will Burgess, and he's been sensational too. He's wanted by Brighton. We actually get to find out later today if he gets his work permit or not, Daniel. If he gets his work permit, he's starting this game. But we'll wait and we'll see. Anyhow, I think that's going to be all we're going to put into this little snippet. We're going to come back and get into the game in just a second. As you can see, he gets rejected yet again. But we'll see what we can do with Daniel. Get him loaned out, get him playing some first-team football so he grows. And worst comes to worst, he becomes a sellable asset anyway as well. We'll not enjoy the rest of your day or not. We're not finishing the episode there. We'll be back in just a second for match day against QPR. Welcome back, YouTube. Here we are. It is game time here. QPR versus Sunderland. And we've made a few changes here. Okay, Haller's coming in at the right mid. We're going to test him out first game, get him in. Same for Fafana. Fafana's going to come into as the advance forward. I'm actually tempted to play him as a poacher, to be honest. I think as a poacher, he's not bad at all. We're going to play him as a poacher. We haven't played with a poacher yet in this system. I'm just going to get him to use his pace and off the ball and just get him behind and see if he can cause QPR problems. Harrison's going to play out there to give a little bit of Turam, a little bit of rest. Alex is going to play because Godin's been needing a rest. The game's been telling me that he needs a rest. So I'm just going to give him a rest because he's been playing every other game. Alex has currently been learning to play this deeper role. We've been playing quite well in it too, so he's going to go out there and play. Luizano is going to play as the Mazzala because I haven't been really playing Luizano. His form has been quite poor in the league, even though he's of a level. I expect a lot better from him. Sergi Sampri is going to play because I've been playing Miguel for the past few games, the Wonder Kid. Just getting him growing, it's worked so far. I expect to see Miguel off the bench though at some point. De Silva's going to play. I was going to play Oviedo, and then he decided to give himself a cold. Serrata, Van Dijk's going to start. He hasn't played too many games. I'm thinking about loaning him out so he can get some more growth. Linus and Smithies is going to start as well. I'm not going to go as rotated as I have in the past. I really want a cup run, so I'm hoping that this will be the time. A lot of bids came in for Daniel. At the moment, I've kind of accepted anyone that is willing to either pay his wage. I didn't really care too much if they were going to pay his wage or not, but pay 50% of his wage, and that are in the first division of their respected divisions. Now, there's a lot of French and Bundesliga sides, but I did accept the offer from Ajax because I just think Ajax are of that quality. A lot of them want him on a rotational contract. However, I believe Ajax wanted him as a first-team player, so hopefully he'll be there. I actually think that he would move to any one of those sides as a rotational player and then start from, especially like Ingolstadt, who are getting relegated at the moment. Anyhow, we are going to get into this game here. We're going to auto number a few of these guys. Haller's got the number 14. I would love to give him a bit more of a flashy number than that. I'm going to get Fafana to wear the 14 actually because, obviously Thierry Henry, and he's being French. I'm going to get Haller a good number here. Can't go with the Balotelli number. I'm going to give him like 77 because that's what a winger wears. He wears 7, so 77, why not? McCarthy is a 36, is not bad. Prefer 38, doesn't have a 38, 48. This is a bit more of a box-to-box number with an 8 in it, and there we are. I'm weird when it comes to numbers. Anyhow, let's hope we just go out there and just perform against QPR. They're coming and playing quite narrow in terms of a striker and two just in behind him. Guessing they're going to play long ball to Mitrovic and then have Easy and Edwards running off for him. Cullen's going, and then a back five of Baker and Lewis looking to provide width, and then those three at the back with Bond in goals. Hopefully we'll be okay. Hopefully we just see Haller just go out there and absolutely perform. Want them to carry on where they finished last match because last match it was pretty good. Fafana looks You know, he was motivated. Now he's not. I am going to ask my assistant, whose contract's running out in 6 months. We may look at a new thing. I've got a good squad, and believe me, it's a good time to see what other players can do. Always looking to improve the squad. Nah, I'm not going to talk too much. And Belongo's out injured, the Australian. Hopefully he's okay. He looks pretty good for an Australian. First of all, what we can do, I'm not prepared to talk about it, but if I was going to say something, you know, that would stir the boat, it would be the attack. But there we are. I'm tempted to go sign Aguero, like I've said, as well. But we'll see how we go. Anyhow, it's QPR in the white here at Loftus Road and Sunderland in the black. And hopefully it'll be okay. As you can see, they're just trying to get in these half spaces, the two people running off Mitrovic. And it literally just happened first minute. I've got Van Dijk playing as a ball-playing defender. I could move him as more of a covering defender just to stop the runs in behind. I think we should be okay either way. And as it looks at the stats at the moment, we've got 60% possession, 5 shots 2, and performing well, but yet again, just not getting the goals when we're on top. Hopefully we can go get ourselves a goals. Yeah, goals. I'll take goals. A goal, I was going to say, but we'll take just goals and see how we go as well. As the time's ticking away in this half here, Van Dijk's picking up his second yellow card of the game, and no one's taking this game by the scruff of the neck. Haller's looking nervous because it's his first game for the club. It's okay, my son. You know, you're a wonder kid for the future. You're going to be given as much game time as possible to get used to the league. And, you know, sometimes it takes people from different backgrounds 6 months to a year on Football Manager to get used to the league. I'm hoping he hits the ground running, but he may or may not. Anyhow, they've changed it up. Ease wasn't 100% fit by the looks of his match fitness, so I'm not surprised he's come off at half-time. But we've given him a little bit of not a rollicking, but a little bit. I'm not happy with that, boys. I expect better in a calmer voice, and off we've gone. There, I don't know how you would do that in a calm voice. Boys, it wasn't a bad half, but I expect a lot better from all of you. Was that how it would go? Anyway, Alex, with his good free kick taking, puts it in there, but Bond will come and claim convincingly. We get ourselves our first real clear-cut highlight of the half. Bond now with the ball. He goes long. Can we win it in the air? We do with Van Dijk, but it falls to QPR. I've got numbers left, right, and centre. Cullinan there finds Lewis. Lewis now with the ball over the top. Hit it away by Sorata. Hence why I've played him is just a little bit more of a senior head alongside Van Dijk. But that's a good ball. And Sorata again reads it so well. Falls to Alex, who whips it in there to Harrison. Harrison now running with it. Still with Harrison. Coming inside. He looks there for Haller. Haller, can he use his pace, his dribbling ability to run at some men? He comes inside. Luizano now. Back to Alex. Alex now from distance. Oh, he's hit the bar. If that went in, it would have been one of the goals of the FA Cup for this year. What a strike from the yellow lad. And it just didn't want to go on the back of the net. Anyway, Volvana's ball there finds a Lewis. Lewis now with the ball inside the Cullen. Cullen now with the ball back to Lewis. They're building up well here, QPR. Can we press in and win it, though? It's a good ball to Mitrovic. Freeman running through Smithies with a good save. But that's where I'm a bit worried with them getting runners in beyond Mitrovic. Anyhow, highlight for us now. The game started to open up. 60 minutes. Fofana holds it up. He's got a big body too, which I do like, the Frenchman. Anyway, Sergi Sampri into Harrison. Harrison coming inside. Looks back to Fofana. Fofana with a mazy run. Instead, he goes back to De Silva. We've got numbers everywhere. De Silva lays it. Luizano's hit the bar. It was a clear-cut chance. Luizano should be hitting the target from there, and he's put it into the crossbar. We're going to make our first change of the game. It's going to be Haller just for Harrison. Harrison's going to go out there as an inside forward on the other side, and we are going to bring Marcus Thuram as the other inside forward, and just try and give Fofana a little bit of help out there. I actually think Fofana's playing better than what a 6.5 is, but he's currently nervous. It's okay. It's another chance here. Palmer, Casey Palmer, a player that we nearly signed. Rakovic, can he just not get rid, but can he find a pass? Back to Smithies. Smithies goes long, but Fofana's not bad in the air. Instead, it's nowhere near him, and that will be QPR coming again. Lewis now with the ball. Lewis switches out towards Palmer. Palmer now, can he whip in a good ball? It's blocked, and now it's a chance for us to break. Thuram's just come on, and he's got speed. Run, my son. Go, Thuram. Thuram now finds Fofana peeling off in these half spaces. Fofana now peeling out wide. His ball inside. It's just poor. And in the end, Edwards there will clear. Lewis, we've pressed him up high here. Can we win it? We do. Harrison's there. Fofana, he's hit the post. It should have been 1-0. Fofana's missed a clear-cut one. I'm going to get Joe Silva on after watching that one there. Nothing that the youngster's not done wrong. It's just, you know, he's got himself in an area. He's forced him to go that way with a good press. Unfortunately, he hasn't put the ball in the back of the net. All right, we really want a goal here because I do not want a replay. Can we get creative, please? If it goes to a replay, so be it. But you'll see the replay in this episode. And with the last change, I'm actually going to bring in McCarthy as a box-to-box midfielder. Can you get forward? Can you help out? Off we go. There we are. McCarthy's going to get his first start there as well. Come on, lads. We're going to move to a little bit more attacking. I don't want to go lose this game late, but I want to win it. It's a highlight. It's De Silva now. De Silva with the ball. That's a horrible talent for scoring. He's off. There we are. They got 10 men. I'm going to move to a very attacking system. Got to stay the same way, still be a little bit more patient, and there we are. Scolin's off. Can we score the free kick? We don't even see the free kick. Is it going to be a last-minute highlight? I don't tell you. I'll tell you what, it's not. It's going to finish 0-0 here. As Palmer gets on the ball, it should finish 0-0, barring some late drama. Les Danner, his ball inside the Cullen, and Cullen now into the Freeman. Freeman with the ball over the top. I tell you what, QPR forward here with numbers. Palmer with a chance to whip it. The Silver with a crunching challenge. It's going to finish 0-0. We've dominated the game. But yet again, we can't seem to score goals. Depending where this game is, depends if it will be in this episode or not. I'm not happy with the performance out there, boys. Sorry, but it was not good enough. We will be back in a second for the 4th round draw to see who we can draw. But I want to know where this game is going to come in. It's going to come in after Palace. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to do the FA Cup 4th round draw in this episode. And the next episode will be the replay against QPR in the FA Cup. We'll be back in just a second with the 4th round draw. Hopefully we get there. A disappointing performance from Sunderland. We should have beaten QPR. Instead it's finished 0-0. Can we put in a better performance against Palace and QPR in the replay? Hopefully so. But we'll see you for the draw in just a second. Welcome back, YouTube. The last part of this episode is the FA Cup 4th round. Obviously, next episode will be the third round replay against QPR. We have our coffee. We're going to stress drink. It's going to be a big one. Anyhow, we're going to go to automatic draw and we'll hope to get a lesser side because I want a bit of a run. The first name out of the hat is Notts Forest. I wouldn't mind Notts. It's Liverpool. That's fine. A big side out the way. I don't want to play Liverpool till later. Blackburn and Fulham. Wouldn't mind. Norwich. Another championship side goes. Barnsley. Wouldn't mind this one either. It's Lincoln. Wow. One of the sides we probably would have loved to get. West Brom. I wouldn't mind. West Brom. They're in poor form. They get Arsenal. That's fine. Man City. Please don't do it to me. Okay. Thank you. As much as 2 championship sides went. Huddersfield. I wouldn't mind either. And it's Stoke. That's a big game actually for 2 championship sides. Brighton will play QPR or Sunderland. That's actually an interesting time. We can beat Brighton on our day, so we'll see how we go. We're going to stop the automatic draw. We're going to draw all the teams. There we are. So we're going to get Brighton in the 4th round if we can get past QPR in the 3rd round. Anyhow, that's going to be the end of the episode 4 now. Now, I haven't showed you the fixture since we last met. I honestly think it was the Man United, the Wolves game, which we won 3-0, sorry. We went on a bit of a run where we didn't lose. We drew with Everton, beat Leicester, drew with Arsenal, which was great. Lost to Spurs, beat Watford, and you obviously just saw the QPR game. We'll be back after the Crystal Palace game for the QPR game, but that will be in episode 34. Thank you for watching episode 33. As always, links in the description below. Come follow the Twitch, come follow the Twitter, so you know when we go live. We will be live after work. I'm going to leave myself a heap of Foot Champs games to play tomorrow. Tomorrow, I'm meant to be having the FM Premier League game against Brighton as well, with my mighty Liverpool side. We're undefeated so far, so hopefully we can go and I'll get another win or not lose and at least draw, which should be at Anfield, so we should be winning that one fairly comfortably. If you want to come check that one out, come follow the Twitch so you know when we go live and put your notifications on so it sends you a little email. Enjoy the rest of your night, wherever you're watching from Damien, Sunderland and Bright Lights. That's the end of episode 33, and we'll see you for episode 34 in a not too distant future.